In the headlines, Tinubu inaugurates campaign office in Kano as Atiku preaches unity, back state policing at Edo rally. Police in Zamfara rescue 27 kidnapped victims from forest in Bokoyom. Fresh travel crisis looms as United Arab Emirates impose ban on Nigerians. And lastly, on the foreign scene, Guinea junta agrees return to civilian rule in 2 years. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining us. And now the news in detail. APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu has opened his party's campaign office in Kano as part of his 3-day official campaign visit to the state. Thousands of party supporters across the 44 local government areas of the state turned out to receive him as he made his way to the state government house. Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, the party governorship candidate, and several other politicians received Tinubu. While commissioning the office, Bola Tinubu said he believes that his party is on the right track to win the 2023 elections with the support he's receiving in Kano.
As the candidate of the party, followed by numerous members of the Executive Presidential Campaign Council, I don't know how to pick them one by one. Just say thank you to them. I don't have the eyes from the back to really recognize everybody sitting behind me. So I won't look back. I'll look forward to Nigeria, February. This party, we see victory. This country, we experience progress. This office will be filled with joy come February 2023.
And meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Abubakar Atiku, has promised to create state police to address the security challenges in the country if elected come 2023. Atiku made the pledge in Benin during the PDP presidential campaign rally in Edo State. He said he would restore security in the country by ensuring that there are equipped police personnel on the roads so that Nigerians can travel day and night and also go to their farms without any threat. He urged Nigerians to stay with PDP as they would benefit more from the party, noting that the APC has destroyed education, infrastructure and the economy among other sectors in the country. Others who spoke at the event were the vice presidential candidate Ifeanyi Okowa, national chairman of the party Yocha Ayu, Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal, as well as Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki.
I will restate our 5-program commitment to the people of this country. 1, we are promised to reunify this country. What do we mean by that? We mean we are going to give each and every part of this country a sense of belonging. You will not be excluded in anything. That is why we are being referred to as unifiers of our great nation. 2, we promise to restore security. Whatever it is going to take us to do, we shall restore the security in this country so that you can travel day and night, so that you can go to your farms, so that you can go to anywhere secured. By that, what we need is that we will put more policemen on the streets. We will equip them. We will fortify them. And since we have promised to devolve more powers to the states and local governments, you can also have your own local police.
And away from the presidential campaign, the police on Saturday said it has rescued 27 kidnapped victims from Gando, Bagega and Sunke Forest in Bokoyum, Anka local government area of Zamfara State. According to a statement signed by police spokesperson Muhammad Shehu, the victims were abducted by a group in Akawa, Gwashi, Tungarogo and Anka villages before taken to bandits camp at Gando, Bagega and Sunke Forest. Shehu said the rescue of the victims was sequel to the report received by the command that group of bandits, terrorists, invaded the above-mentioned villages and abducted unspecified number of people and took them to Gando, Bagega, Sunke Forest, where they spent a week in captivity. The statement noted that 10 of the victims are in the hospital receiving medical attention following the trauma they passed through while in captivity. President Muhammadu Buhari has reached out to Governor Samuel Ortom of Benue State, pledging full support of the federal administration in assisting him and the people of Benue with resources to investigate the latest heather farmer killings. The president, in a statement issued on Saturday by his spokesman, Garba Shehu, said it is unacceptable for the lives to be taken by herdsmen and the farmers alike. Buhari, who commiserated with the people of Benue State, said politics must be set aside to bridge divisions in the interest of all citizens. In the last 1 week, scores of people were killed after armed men opened gunfire on residents of Beji rural community in Okum local government area of Benue State. The victims include villagers, herders, and at least one policeman. When contacted, the State Police Commissioner Wali Abbas said separate incidences happened around the border villages of Benue and Taraba states. The Nigerian army said it has neutralized 49 terrorists and 2 civilians, JTF, and 9 soldiers lost their lives in 6 weeks of military operations against terrorists in Borno State. It also revealed that number of surrendered terrorists rose to 81,131 combatant and non-combatant fighters. The theater of Operation Hadinkai, Christopher Musa, disclosed that 2 Chibok girls with twin babies were rescued by troops of 7th Division during its operation in Bama local government. Major General Christopher Musa said despite the challenges in the dry season, the army will ensure it sustains counter-offensive against terrorists. He stressed that the army will not deter in its mandate to restore peace and normalcy in the northeast.
Just like we did during the rainy season. You know, before now, during rainy seasons, our operations normally go down. But this time around, if you observe, during the rainy season, we maintain the tempo, continuing. And then towards now, we're going to continue. We're entering the dry season, the Harmattan season. That also we are prepared. We have taken adequate measures to ensure that we deny them ability. Most of their movements now, if you notice, is they are looking for food and acts of criminality. They try to rob individuals to get money, to get food when they go to attacks, and that's what they are doing. So we're curtailing those things together with all the other security agencies.
On the 29th of September, Yana Pogo and her 4 children, 2 boys and 2 twin girls, were rescued at Mirari village in Bama local government area by troops of 21 Special Armored Brigade Bama during a clearance patrol in the general area. If you check the list of Chibok girls, she is on serial 19. In the same vein, on the 2nd of October 2022, Rejoice Sanke with her 2 children were rescued by troops of 222 Battalion in Kaori local government area.
Worried by the dire situation of flooding in parts of the country, the National Senior Citizens Center has activated a help desk for flood-affected older persons in internally displaced persons camp in the affected states and locations. This is done in partnership with the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, development partners, state emergency management agencies, and NSCC Stakeholders Consultative Forum on Aging. NSCC Director General MM Omakaro said The decision is necessitated by the high proportion of all the casualties in the affected areas and the vulnerability of all the women and men in such situations in the affected states of the Federation. Amakoro, in a statement by the NCC's head of corporate affairs, media and communication, Omini Odeng, commended the National Emergency Management Agency and state emergency management agencies, development partners and other organizations for rescue effort at flood-affected locations despite challenges faced. And the All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate in 2023 election, Bola Tinubu, has donated 100 million naira to flood victims in Kano. Tinubu announced the donation during a dinner organized in his honor by Kano Business Community Council on Saturday in Kano. The presidential candidate called for sustained prayers to end flood disasters in the state and the nation in general. Tinubu said the donation was aimed at alleviating the suffering of the victims in the affected local government areas. The APC candidate said if elected, he would ensure that Nigeria's diversity served as a source of prosperity for all. He noted that the federal government had taken several measures to build infrastructure and improve the ease of doing business across the country. The APC presidential candidate pledged to reposition existing industries and make them a competitive source of industrialization and growth, not just for the North or Kano, but the entire country. A Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi on Saturday visited Governor Doye Diri of Bayelsa State in Yanagwa, the state's capital, to sympathize with victims of flood in the state. The former governor of Anambra State, who earlier on Thursday visited flood-ravaged communities in Benue State to commiserate with victims, tasked the federal government to be proactive in mitigating the effect of devastating floods across the country. Obi also called on the counterparts in other parties to suspend their campaigns and join him to help victims of flood across states of the Federation. Floods have hit parts of Nigeria in the last 2 months, with the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA saying that about 2.5 million persons were affected and over 603 persons killed by flooding that followed torrential rainfall off late. And the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party PDP, Atiku Abubakar, will commence a tour of states with high incidence of flooding across all geopolitical zones in the country on Tuesday, his media advisor Paul Ibe has said. Ibe, who stated that the former vice president of Nigeria will visit Bayelsa State to kickstart the tour, said the tour became incumbent in view of the trauma that the incident have caused its victims. The tour, according to Ibe, will provide the presidential candidate the opportunity to have an on-site impact assessment of the flooding incident and give him a veritable window to impute those ecological concerns in his policy documents. Foods and other items was donated to flood victims in Yobe State by the Northeast Development Commission (NEDC) as part of humanitarian gesture to assist the people. The managing director Muhammad Ali Kaili said the donation was in fulfillment of the Commission's commitment to the state during the Humanitarian Day celebration held in Borno State. Al-Kaili said the Commission will also make another provision for the victims of flood in the affected states of the region.
Those of you who are in the on 18th of August in Borno State, when the president presided over the World Humanitarian Day, we made a commitment to provide support to the Northeast as a humanitarian gesture, and to promise providing all the 6 states in the Northeast with some food item and no food item. And now we are pledging to concretize that promise. This is why we're here in Yobe today, to give them what we promised. And you have seen today, physically, you have seen we're giving Yobe State 10,000 bags of rice with some blankets, vegetable oil, and so on and so forth. And we're going to repeat the same thing in the other 5 states accordingly, in not very distant future.
You're still watching Trust TV News updates. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at the benefits of decorative and herbal plants. Details of this story and more. Just stay with us.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news updates on Trust Television. A recap of our top stories. We told you earlier that Tinubu inaugurates campaign office in Kano as Atiku preaches unity, backs state policing at Edo rally. And police in Zamfara rescued 27 kidnapped victims from forest in Bokoyum. And moving on to other stories, the Alaba International Amalgamated Traders Association Council of Senatorial Heads has dispelled rumors that the recent crisis in the market is driven by politics of ethnicity, as been reported. The public relations officer of the association, Muhammad Buba, who disclosed this, said the ugly incident that occurred on Wednesday last week was between some members of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria, now called PAX Administration, and the traders in the market. Abbas Ibrahim now reports.
The crisis, which was said to have occurred as a result of multiple taxation and extortion of traders, motorists, and customers through illegal ways, claimed 3 lives and led to the closure of the market. Buba also disclosed that the market is known for playing host to multiple ethnic groups, adding that the crisis has no political nor ethnic undertone.
Alaba comprises 3 tribes and even other tribes. Even the West African people like Togo, Ghana, they are residing in Alaba, doing their business in Alaba. Alaba is a big market that comprises all the whole West Africa. So this thing is between marketers and agberos. Issue of saying it's Indigo or political party or anything partisan is a lie. Among the leaders of the Alaba Amalgamated, we are law-abiding citizens and we are category member of APC. Like me, as I'm talking to you, I'm the zonal chairman of Alaba APC, and I'm its chairman. I'm also the PR of the whole Alaba Amalgamated. So issue of party is not party matter. It's matter of traders and the agberos. And this thing is too much. Even the layman they are called Kaya man is paying agberos money. So this thing is for all of us. It's for Hausa, it's for Yoruba, it's for Igbo.
The chairman, Alaba International Amalgamated Traders Association Council, Oruma Anthony, disclosed that lack of resolution of differences between the traders and the motor parks management fueled the crisis.
We have complained, like the president says, we have written letters, even to force headquarters, to DSSS, to every part of it, for them to call them to order. As we speak, nothing has been done.
The popular Alaba International Market is currently shut down, pending when issues are resolved. To this end, traders have urged the state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and Commissioner for Transportation in the state to wade in and resolve the lingering issue for businesses to thrive in the market. Abbas Ibrahim Alibi, Trust TV, Lagos.
And away from Lagos, horticulture, they say, can help contribute to building sustainable livelihoods, improve incomes by providing urban populations with crops such as fruits, vegetables for consumption and plants for ornamental purposes, while contributing massively to landscaping. The flower and decorative plants industry is experiencing a gradual boost, especially in Nigeria's capital city, Abuja, where cultivators, event planners, flower shop owners are harnessing financial and health benefits. Trust TV's Aisha Salihu completes the story.
Maintaining a balance within the ecosystem ensures proportionality of existence for every organism in the environment. This applies to the sustainable production, maintenance, marketing and cultivating of plants in gardens to produce food and medicinal ingredients or for comfort and ornamental purposes. But Timothy E.G., who has been in this line of work for over a decade, says sourcing, nursing and cultivating these plants is labor and capital intensive. This is because of vast variety of plants and flowers and the different purposes for which they are used.
Me that is doing this business, we know the people that I import them from abroad normally buy it from them. So when they bring it, they were like this. I think one is around 4,000, 5,000, depending on the dollars. So I buy it 5,000 each. So I come and transplant it. When I plant it, plant is all about the sizes. Once it grows, the price increases. We have some plants are herbs. Some are just for decoration. We have a golden palm. We have a tuja, which is called Christmas tree. We have a anglomania. These are indoor. Those that buy flower, those are the people that build houses, estate and the individual that have houses. So they come to buy, patronize us. When they come, they are the ones that even appreciate us.
He acknowledges the health benefits associated with plants and the profitability of the business.
Although it's for decoration, but it's the main purpose. When you have plants around your house, you are having a healthy environment. Sometimes they rent and they return it. And some of them buy and keep it by themselves to maintain it.
The horticultural business in the FCT is highly lucrative, hence an untapped gold mine capable of creating employment opportunities to many while beautifying, purifying the environment, removing toxic air pollutants and replacing them with pristine oxygen for humans and animals to thrive. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And moving on, the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, has slammed a fresh visa ban on Nigerians seeking to visit Dubai, a decision that would trigger travel crisis for travelers. The ban was conveyed in a notice issued to the country's trade partners in Nigeria by the Destination Management Companies, DMCs, licensed to issue electronic visas to the UAE. This was coming weeks after the country tightened the visa requirements to prospective visitors to the country, requiring them to provide a 6-month statement of account. The requirement was further reviewed by the UAE and restricted Nigerians under 40 except couples from visiting the countries. Both in the latest decision, the UAE authorities imposed a total ban, with many applications rejected. It equally specified that there will be no refund for rejected applications. The UAE authorities have not provided any reason for the decision, which trade partners said would affect flights to the country, Dubai. And the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, says Guinea's ruling junta has agreed to restore civilian rule in 2 years after facing sanctions over its original plan for a 3-year transfer of power. The country's military leader, Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya, said in an address broadcast on state television that the timetable would take effect from January 1, 2023. Leaders from the Economic Community of West African States must approve the timetable before it is officially implemented, with the bloc due to hold a summit before the end of the year. The bloc had given the junta 1 month to present a reasonable and acceptable timetable for the return to civilian rule, an ultimatum that theoretically expires this weekend. West African leaders had last month suspended Guinea from the bloc and imposed sanctions on a number of individuals following military coup. And that ends the Trust TV News update at this hour. For more, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.